To know that murderers come down through here, I mean, yeah, it's scary. Who could have done that? Who could have left a baby at it somewhere with strangers outside in this heat? I mean, who would do that?
Authorities say that quadruple murder suspect Austin Drummond did that, and they say he'll be facing the death penalty. But did he really do that? Lake County District Attorney General Danny Goodman tells Court TV that Austin Drummond has also been indicted on 4 counts of first-degree murder, 4 counts of unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, aggravated kidnapping, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a dangerous felony. He's accused of killing 4 family members. It's horrible. Then taking an infant and not killing the infant, abandoning the infant in Tennessee, basically saving the infant's life in this chaotic situation. But the questions people have is, could there be other people involved? We know he has a history with the Vice Lords gang, and he was exposed as a prison snitch. So the alternative theory here is that this was the gang sending a message. Now, Austin Drummond, not exactly a model inmate. He says his behavior behind bars in the local jail includes covering his cell door with feces. And guess what? And he's been a problem. He was moved to a state prison while he awaits trial. Very rare you see that. We saw it in the Richard Allen case up in Indiana. They moved him to a state prison, not because of his behavior. There was a question of why they moved him. But in this case, they didn't feel comfortable with him in the county jail, so now he's at the prison. He's facing the death penalty. Criminal defense and civil rights attorney Casey Early is still with us, and criminal defense attorney Franz Borghardt. All right. Death penalty. He does have this weird, like, okay, he saved the child, so people maybe think, Franz, you shouldn't charge him with the death penalty. You shouldn't go after the death penalty because of that one good deed that he did. What are your thoughts?
So in our country, in most of the states at least, 1 vote for life is enough. 1 vote for life in the penalty phase is enough to give someone life in jail and not the death penalty. And that vote for life can be based on any mitigator, any reason under the sun that one juror wants. And to your point, Ted, that one saving grace of this individual might be enough to get that 1 juror to vote life. It certainly doesn't necessarily exclude him from being a candidate to being prosecuted for the death penalty. And look, I'm not saying that at some point they won't offer him a plea for life, but he's in a really, really precarious ship right now that has a lot of sinking holes and leaky parts to it. So candidly, if I'm on his legal team, I'm trying to find any reason in the world to get to life. Yeah,
Casey, he's got the state trying to kill him. Apparently the Vice Lords, maybe, because he's a documented snitch. He's in a world of hurt. Do you foresee this thing maybe pleading out before trial? Because on the other, from the state's standpoint, this gang activity and him being a snitch, it could be used by someone like Franz, who says he'll do anything for his client, to create some reasonable doubt, right? That maybe the Vice Lords did it. This was a statement. Who kills their, cousins and their relatives? Your thoughts?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, you don't need motive, but you certainly need to prove your case, each and every element, to the exclusion beyond a reasonable doubt. So what are the elements and what is the evidence that's attached to it? I mean, this is a good case for the defense if you want other alternatives, other explanations. Like you said, the Vice Lords, that's a gang. They're known to kill relentlessly, and they're known to do that to family members that are closely attached to their subject. And then you have that he was also a prison informant for law enforcement. So who knows who could have had a hit out for him? So there's so many holes that the defense can poke into the state's case in chief that can possibly save his life. But on the other side, if he is found guilty, I don't see the fact that he, quote, saved the baby is sufficient to spare his life, because he took 4 lives, right? So if the death penalty is not enough for being found guilty, although I personally do not believe in a death penalty because we know that the system is flawed and there's innocent people that are found guilty all the time. But this is the law that we live in, and if he's found guilty based on the overwhelming evidence, then that may be sufficient for that, because there were 4 lives, and condolences to the family.
Yeah, absolutely. One would think on paper there is that. There's also you could argue, I mean, if he's off his rocker putting feces on his door handle at jail, that could save his life too of the penalty phase. There's a lot going on here. Death penalty conviction, as we saw, Nicholas Cruz, Brian Kohlberger. I mean, he got out of the death penalty. It's definitely not a slam dunk by any means. Let's listen to the defendant in court saying, "I want a speedy trial."
As long as it's not related to the facts of your case or anything that could infringe on your Fifth Amendment rights, I'm fine with that, sir.
I'm just wondering, is now the time we need to ask for a quick speedy trial? How's that?
Well, now that I've appointed you counsel, any motions that will be filed will go through your attorney, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Franz, he wants to go to trial. He wants this done. Your last thought on this one?
He needs to slow down. This idea that he needs to go to trial quickly and speedily, while it sounds very, very great, if I were him, if I were advising him, I would really encourage him to slow his roll and let the system play out. He's not going anywhere, Ted. He's not getting out of jail anytime soon. And expediting a conviction and possibly a death sentence is not something that I would encourage him to try to accomplish.
Yeah, one would think that time is always going to be on a defendant's side, especially in a case like this, which is so horrific. 4 lives lost because of, according to the state, his actions.